Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Relaxing Survival. We're back here in our lovely little moon base, feeling very bliss and chilled out, and having lots of fun tonight. Because we get to enjoy the game as it is currently, in a somewhat working state, even if the load time is about 2 minutes for the world currently. Is the volume of mods that we're running right now, but that's okay because we get to relax and enjoy everything going on. Hey guys, welcome back to Relaxing Survival. It has been quite a while since I've been in this world, about, 3 weeks now? Almost a full month. So coming back here is feeling a bit nice, I should say, a little bit refreshed. The batteries have been recharged, and I'm kind of realizing where we've left off here. I have to pick up a lot of what I've forgotten at this point, but I'm not worried at all about how this has been coming so far. We do have a bit of work to do on the other side of the wall there. We've got to get this whole thing back to being airtight again. Piping is a bit of a mess in here at the moment. I actually had to go running around out to the rover dock out back here to get oxygen bottles because these guys pilfered my bottles and I couldn't pick them back up again from any of the cargo systems in the building, which is kind of weird. So we got some shenanigans going on there, but it is good to be back. Yeah, sorry, Lucas. No earth-shattering kaboom on that one. But, well, not that there's not stuff sitting around out there. You know, there's a frigate 4.7 away. I'm sure that will get interesting enough. Opened the door there, and I didn't close it behind me. You think I lived in a space barn? I also gotta do something about that. That's, it's looking wonky at the moment. Especially the... Well, actually, that crater's a good spot to park the jump ship anyways. I'm gonna take a look at this from the outside at night and kind of get an idea of what we've got left. We have fixed this entire side of the building. We have our add-on for the fighters out back, which really kind of needs to be completed sooner rather than later so I can get some defenses in here. I'm thinking I also need to start looking into some ground shields as well. And then, of course, we've got this mess. Oy. All the things that happened over here. Not pretty what the attacks have left us with at this point. Aside from the med station that's still over there, amusingly enough. Didn't know to attack that, apparently. Shattered remains of the tower, what was going to be the control center. Let's see, what are we gonna do about all that? And the building that we've got back here too, because that needs to be factored into things. Oh, that's new. Use color, use skin, and skin selection of this menu are also not selected for the paint gun. You could select skins. Toggle skin color directly with the paint gun equipped. Oh, I don't bother anyways, because I don't bother with the skins. That's what I have the clean armor mod for. Not the clean armor, the no dings, dents, and whatnot, and all of the lovely edges removed. Because let's face it, the game doesn't need them. Thinking let's kind of continue that through a little bit. We can fly out through that area, so I'm not worried about closing off the ceiling here a little bit. No new mods this time. Haven't really put anything in. Mostly because I was doing the extended beta for a while, and if you're curious, the reason why there's not been an extended beta is directly as a result of things that happened with the extended beta that were found out. Now, it is in no guarantee going to happen, but every time I felt like I was getting a handle on it and saying, okay, it seemed like it was an okay thing, it was an understandable thing, someone would open their mouth at certain software offices and kind of wind up convincing me otherwise. And I don't mean like back behind the channel sort of stuff. I mean like directly saying things and whatnot. I actually wound up poking my head over in the Keen Software House Discord, which I said I would never do, and to some extent still regret doing, but kind of saw what I sort of expected, and yeah, let's just say that I didn't really feel like, I've got the beta saved off, but I didn't really feel like actually going through and going all out on publicity for it, shall we say. Oh, that's right, I did do that as an off-green color. Forgot about that. We wanted to highlight the difference between these two structures. Hang on. Middle click's working. Just by default went through and started painting blocks and it's working. Even though Bob built them. Maybe Bob got an update. But yeah, it's it was a little, I just did not really want to do beta at that point. I still agree with what they are doing with the beta, however, some of the way that they've handled it, and I can't fully fault them because there's not much you can do with that sort of problem and address through means of PR is, yeah. Let's just say that some of the things that were said on the stream last week by members of the Keen Software House team kind of rubbed me the wrong way and led me to pretty much affirm, get used to it, that this is what we're going to be seeing for a while in the game. Or that we will be seeing in the game. I'll say nothing more on that at this point, because this is relaxing survival. We're supposed to be having fun. I'm going to build this out a little haphazardly. It's going to be a weird structure in that nothing really is going to flow perfectly together, and I kind of like that. Has that sort of organic feel to it, that these are things that were added on over time and tacked on as the system grew, or the needs grew, such as where to chuck the shields. We want flux coils, fast recovery. This I'm not expecting to build anytime soon. There are so many parts I'm going to be missing for this that it's not even funny, but it seems like a good place to tuck a shield generator. We can always add an access hatch somewhere around here. Moderately shielded. And, Light frigate's getting closer, too. Light frigate and that mobile station. Okay. Lucas, you turned down your spawn radius there by any chance? Shield components. I figured that would be what you'd be running out of. Let's take a peek here. You need a lot of them. And it looks like Mr. Assembly System is keeping himself busy. There's our NDS block here. Or looking for quite a few grids. We can knock that down a little. We'll hopefully stop them. Oh no, that's right, you're on disassembling duty. Never mind, that actually made it worse. No disassemble, no disassemble. You get to that point where you actually have to keep things actually blowing through pretty quickly there too. No wonder it took the game a while to load up. When you're blowing through materials so fast that it's almost easier just to store it than disassemble it. It's probably not a good sign. I haven't changed spawn parameters lately, especially regarding to distance. Oh, they seem to be liking coming in a little closer every now and then. Not that I don't mind the added challenge. Okay, so that will eventually build itself off. Got kind of a... It's a weird what to have to worry about here. We'll drop that one down a bit sharply. This roof is almost going to be like a jigsaw puzzle in a way at the rate I'm going. Like a half block roof should work out pretty good here. Maybe we'll run some heavier armor lines through it in a little while. I just want to get something over the bay here before anything decides to take a liking to me and shoot. We've very nearly lost our little vehicles once before. I don't want to do that again. Well, I could put heavy armor, but it's a civilian installation, so really even the shielding's kind of a little on the cheaty side in a ways. I mean, realistically, if I were going to do anything, I'd be mixing shield types and putting a bubble shield around this place. But it doesn't really need that much in the way of shields. Concentrate on a good offense, and that will be my defense. And also keeping an eye on the skies for roving Saturn frigates. Especially in regards to the tower. I have to remember what I'm seeing on the ground is much closer when you get up here. So I could accidentally start leading some folks in. I also need a battery room around here too. Alright, you're shielded. Daryl, stop putting off what you need to do, which is get the other side of this building up and going. Let's continue that line up here. Ooh, idea. Yay, the sun's coming up. Actually see what I'm doing without the need for my suit lights to be on. Draining my power like crazy. Yes. Okay, I've got the idea here now. Probably gonna vary up the colors a little bit here, but continue our structural support to the grid. Kind of an inverse. I'm ready to start commenting on what I'm doing with the design here, but in a ways it's the inverse of how stuff like aqueducts are built if I were to keep it wider at the top. But more support the ground. I don't want it to be too big here. Makes sense to spread that out a little bit. Yeah. Let's go with... I think we're probably going to get rid of that tower. Oh, we're definitely going to get rid of that tower now. Bob, you can have that part. Just because I don't think it quite works out as well as I liked it to. And so I can integrate a little bit of fancy. Bit of a raised viewing area. Let's see, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hallelujah. Top-notch grinders on top speed.
Inventory full.
So I can kind of keep the window idea I had here. Spread it out a bit further, so it's not quite a sharp angle on that. Because if I start the curve in the hull back around here, round off the whole front. Yeah, I do want to actually get the solar panels back up here too as well. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I still have the all the towers down here. So we got the missile battery over there, the Gatling turret placement up on that hill, and then the Gatling placement over there. They're all well enough situated at this point that most of the base is covered. So, realistically speaking, they should be able to keep the basic stuff off my back until I can at least get over to the Strawberry Pancake over there and get that up in the air to fend off the rest. Or more accurately, not only fend off the rest, but try to lure them away from the base if I could. Okay, so that line's going to come down to here now. What I'll probably do is keep the base of this and turn it into another airlock to get in and out of the building. Okay, let's start using Bob a bit more strategically here. It'd be nice if I could turn off that. It's nice to know about the warning there on the paint. But it would kind of be nice if I could tell it to go away now. It has done its job imparting the warning. Let me turn it off, please. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Looks like I also need to think about getting another operational Bob down at this range too. I haven't looked at the lower floor, but it's not that bad. We need to finish up the floor replacement project. That started. We've got conveyor networking that needs to get back in place. That's probably how I'll work the Bobs into everything. I actually want to see if I can keep... I think we're going to redo the rooms on this side. Because now I'm pushing out the wall a little bit. Well, not really, but I think I can do a better job on those rooms than I did before. It's the great thing about this sort of problem. When you have things that go wrong, you can actually sort of treat them like an opportunity to do it bigger, better, stronger. Just empty that side out. I want to keep this side if I can, because that was situated pretty well. So I'm thinking if I raise the rooms up a little so they're right underneath the operations area, that might not work too bad, because then I can do the stairwell over to here. You come through this little concourse area, then you come over here. You've got a stairwell going up through here to the next level, so that you can go down this direction, or up to the operations level at this area. Having it up here, I think, is going to give us a much better view of what's going on out in the yard. In fact, a timber, if you don't mind, game. Go ahead and get rid of that. Other good news is I'm hoping to, in another week or two, have the spectator camera back online. It's been offline for a while now. It's actually the old camera rig that is out there is sitting off in one corner of my room, and the new camera rig is off in another. I've got to get it set up, get the new streaming server going for it, so that I can start actually using it, but it will be back. It's kind of nice to be able to see an overall look, especially in my case when I can look over during the stream as I'm building and see what I've got. How keeping an open corridor and making the rooms a little bigger and individual bridges to their entrances. That's a possibility. I'm not going to rule that out for certain. The trick is this wall here. I can build the stairs off of it, no problem, but I don't have much room past it. So any rooms would have to be below this floor, or I've got to extend the floor up, and I don't want to make this too tall of a building. Kind of feels like it's got about the right height, especially for the weapons platform over there. I don't want to necessarily block the missile launcher here from me being able to fire potentially across the base, so that's got pretty good line of sight right now. Also ditto for the GAT over there. We got some good crossfire going on at this level. Thinking, let's also... might just be better to redo this whole platform too. Because maybe I lower the level of that platform instead. So if it's lower, then it can... we can start it off a little lower to the ground. We can make the stairs a bit more gradual, and that would actually give me a little more vertical room to play with on this side of the building for those rooms. So yeah, let's do that. Yoink. Yoink. Yoink and yoink. Let's see, you're still connected by... love that feature, but let's get rid of the overhead wires for now. That should... almost take care of it. Last of those bits off, that should take care of it. At the very least, the programming block has come loose. Fortunately, they weren't running anything critical. Yeah, I mean, if I was really gonna, if I really want to do extended housing, that would probably be what you'd more likely encounter on this side of the base, especially now they've got a nice little crater started to potentially build like a siloed hotel or something off on the side. Let's open up this a little bit. I paint them pink and they immediately decide, ah, we must reopen. And that's a little too claustrophobic. It's gonna look weird. Doesn't quite extend out as far as I want that to. He says. Funny thing is, remember that they had that line of bobs back here? You note that their destruction barely even dented the surface there? Found that kind of funny when I saw it. Yeah, let's get rid of the uprights at the moment. I was kind of thinking ahead to the windows over here. Going on like a 3x3 plate window up at the top. Bob, are you actually giving me any hand here, or am I just painting stuff pink for no reason at this point? I know I'm not within range of the base there, and I've kind of upset you by detaching grids, but... maybe? Possibly? Who knows? It'll kick in someday. Maybe. That's right, that was a shutter on the window. Well, coming back, and welcome back to this old station. We're back here with this lovely little turn of the exploration century base that got a little bit of tough love from some vandals that tore through the area a little while ago. We're helping the owners redecorate and modernize while we're at it, while still maintaining that rustic historical charm. Yeah, rip that whole line out. Just do it. Come on, Bob, do it. Alright. Let's figure out a shell. And we'll start figuring out some rooms to go around it. So right off the bat, that's going to come out another block if I want to maintain that line. It's going to come out even further, actually, now I think about it. So I don't like the idea of necessarily too flat of an area. Maybe... let's see. Maybe borrow a little bit of what we used to have in the back. Bob, thank you, Bob. Just in time. Welcome to Bob, just-in-time demolition. You want to place blocks? We'll get rid of them just in time. Yeah, I'm okay for Bobs. I mean, I don't want to go overboard on this thing. I mean, remember, I've got umpty billion Bobs sitting out in this area that are going to be going into place over time here. The base doesn't have a million Bobs. I'm okay with that. Or more realistically, there's only about 2 that are within range anyways. It's these guys in here. Actually, no, 4. Looks like all 4 of them are already churning away. Alright. We need... over in here... want... yeah. Kind of a thick, chunkier pillar at that area. Do I want to tear that down further or not? Kind of thinking of is I want the end to get a little closer to this edge. I don't have a huge gap sitting around anywhere for too far. So if this sits in that. Since we've got an exposed structure there, let's go ahead and that's something to play with. Have a bit of an awkward angle. Actually, no, I can live with that. Goes in tandem with that. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Then borrow a little bit of that motif I started putting in place up above. Because I do have those offices I certainly need to put back in. I mean, the nice thing about the limited number of bobs is it's giving me that opportunity to kind of sit back and go, okay, wait a minute, let me think about how this is working. How's this looking? How is that going to work? They are constructing pretty quick anyway, so. Alright, so let me do... Thinking back to the original idea that I've had on the ground floor for the offices to be in this area. Oh, perfect. I am glad I moved that over one, actually, because that gives me a nice little... I have a little area here that I can still do a walkway out to the pad out here. And I got two 2x2 openings on either side, so that's going to work out pretty nicely. Also get that, still have the floor... I hope I do, because I don't remember what floor I put on that. Actually, let's find out. CodeCat floor tiles... Doesn't tell me which one. Kinda need to know which one. Tile. Yes, that looks... No, there it is. 17, and if I remember right, I gave you the yellow for the edges. Girders? Who needs girders to build a floor tile? It's outrageous. Also didn't know that those came in... Well, there's problem number one. You're not actually connected to the grid. How did the O2 bottles end up over there before stream, though? Now I wonder. Alright, find an exposed Bob. There's got to be one around here somewhere. Right? Right? Wrong. Can I do the... Yes. No, I can't. Can't do that trick anymore. Spacebar! Did you fix that? Darn. Oh, no, it's not part of... No, he didn't fix that. It's called Farrell's derping hard. Holy moly at the derps. Can we get that armored conveyor back in place, please? Just because that seems like it would be something a bit more amenable to pulling materials out of. Just give those a coat of white through here. There we go. Now can I pull girders out of you? No, I can't. Spacebar! Stop fixing your mod, man! I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Oh boy, am I kidding. Tell Farrell is immediately back into his I am distracted building mode. Get more eventually there. Let's find out. I'm thinking of it, and I happen to have the right block. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Full.
Not there. Definitely not there.
Inventory full.
Well, that one went through the planet. Thank you, game. I said I kid. I'm glad that we have these conveyors after all. Very glad. So if these had been normal conveyors, I would have had to put catwalks over these things, and not to mention also he's definitely been busy with the Kerbal Space Program stuff, so I am not gonna naysay him for working on that, because he's done some pretty cool stuff with that. So have a lot of the other modders too. Alright, we'll bring that up to that part of the building.
Inventory full.
Stick a conveyor junction in there. And I have a conveyor junction. Armored conveyor junction. Perfect. A T. Not exactly the same height as that. Maybe... I'm trying to think ahead to running that conveyor tube down the middle of this area. But this doesn't really have to meet up with that. The way that I kind of set this up. In fact, you probably don't for the sake of not having a loop in the cargo network. So what that'll let me do is continue to bring the cargo network over, make it look like it's potentially connected, but not actually connected. And that way I can just run that straight up this outside wall here. Run up the column. Yes, okay, I figured this out. This'll work. I said the evil word, loop. Because I have to imagine Keen probably does not have that necessarily very well optimized. So the cargo network would tuck into here. I built the wrong corner on that.
Inventory full.
I grabbed the corner, not the corner. That's why. Curved was what we were looking for. Curved. Anyways, let's go back to the board for the next question. Yeah, I know I still gotta turn them on. I'm just looking... thinking... getting the wrong tool in my hand.
Full. Inventory full.
If that's what I really want down there. I mean, the bobs are visible over here. They're kind of more visible through the building itself. I get rid of... Actually, I did get rid of the floor conveyor in there. Really be thinking about consistency in that regards. So, that said, this is why I didn't turn them on. Take out those. That one up above there. Take out that part. We'll have a short-term loop in here at the very least, but I think that'll help me out a bit better. So, T-junction over here for starters. How do I want to treat this part of the building? Because what I would really wind up doing I go for the big open space again, so not have a walkway down the middle like I do here. Like have that walkway come over and split up on the other side of the temporary wall here. That... So I'm trying to think where I would have Bob's placed if I had a junction midair here. So let's grab, for the sake of placeholder, that conveyor junction there. See, here's the other thing. I may also just want to pull up the conveyor junction at this corner, take it across the ceiling a bit higher. Which is actually not a bad idea now that I'm looking at that. We can run that up along the corner here. Disconnect the med bay for the time being. It'll still be connected on the ground. It's disconnected the Bobs from this side too, so that's the other reason for not necessarily worrying about them just yet. We can... Plans for the industrial sector are over in that building, which got absolutely plastered by the drones a little while ago in the big attack on the base. So they are on the hold for the moment, but they do exist there. I definitely want to... Not a T, not a hang, not the medium, not the long, just a stock setup here. Take that all the way up to the ceiling before I convert it over to the in the floor. It's to there. I'm gonna put a T on this side. That way I can. Actually, no. Let's not put a. The way I was thinking. I'll work that into the floor over here. I'm thinking about piping oxygen up to this top level. So that's why I'm gonna run it a little weird. Is that the way I want? Curved is what we want. That way it kind of hides it from being completely visible in that support column from the outside, which is a plus. Okay, it worked into the floor from there, and let's do the same on the other side, because it can't hurt to have a T-junction over here. Do the same thing with the curved. Have. Okay. Alright, I will get half a meter closer. Great. Oh, I'm so not used to the... No.
Inventory full.
So not used to the single... Yeah, not single player. I have become unaccustomed to the ways of ye olde survival mode building. I miss my extended build range and be able to scroll your placement bar so you can place it where you want to. So we would, just for now, just remind myself that's what those are for. Solution, overbuild the defensive towers. No, I'm fine where I'm at. These guys seem pretty content to hang out, and it's only when I start to really advertise my presence here that they come down and try to wail on me. I think for the time being we're fine. Alright, so that's complete to there. And this builds into the wall. Curved. Not curved.
Inventory full.
Curved needs to go on the outside. Something a bit more like that. And then on this side, we'll put the T-junction. There. That'll do. So that way I can run a separate vent into the stairwell over there, and on the ground floor. Big leg spike there. Oh, yep, that's a big convoy that just jumped in. Humpbacks and Inquisitors all over the place, 10 kilometers out and closing. That's nicely hidden. On the back side, kind of getting a bit more back into the symmetry, I suspect. But with that added trick there, it's not sticking out as much either. That's another another Herm moment has come upon me. Placing those walls wrong. Should be like so. Stick out a little bit. Gives me some more options with building out here too. Windows, we kind of... I think it's safe to say we're kind of a little fixated on Iron Hospital stuff. For good reason, because it looks good. But for a half-block recess, they don't work quite so well. These ones, however, fit the bill nicely. Kind of have that nice little extra layer of detail. Kind of helps tie it together a little bit with that grid work over there. So less in the way of big, square, open area windows. These are far less concentrated, or far more smaller. Not like there's many friendly visitors to expect to the moon base. No, I tell you. We get this open, we get the painting gift shop open, we're going to have visitors flocking to this place. They are going to come from all over, I tell you. You see. Just you see. Come from everywhere. We're going to have families taking their vacations here. Get your kids' picture taken with the artistic space engineer. Come enjoy the Bob Ross gift shop. Need a door to go in here that doesn't look like a door, but does look like a door. But isn't immediately going to open up its doors and cause problems when it actually opens. The blast door covers, but yeah. Not quite feeling that at the moment. We have here. Maybe something that's gonna look good. It's got to be an offset door. It can't be right next to. And that one slides up as a window door. Girders again. That's the other thing I forgot.
Inventory full.
That actually does need to be a junction. We're gonna have Bob's poking out of that. Or across, can't be corner. It'd be nice to have a cargo access point in here. Ah, much better. Now I can offload. Got plenty of girders in storage, not a problem. Let's fix up that floor too while we're at it. Paint those yellow. Perfect. Door. I gotta go on vacation there. Plenty of wide open space and dangerous drones to actively salvage. Yeah, exactly. Roll them up, kids. Come witness the space engineer's plight. In fact, mobile refinery of some sort, gambler. Kinda makes me want to take a gamble on that one, but I've got plenty of supplies. Hey, look. Oh, nice. You're not a true airlock, but I'm okay with not having... Oh, I like... Okay, we've got some options here. This doesn't have to be... Going off again on another inspired tangent, folks. See, I haven't recognized those yet. Getting an idea for how I want to build this out to a proper airlock. That... You're all that junk. Fetch me my... What's the block I'm looking for? My favorite block in the whole wide world. The one that lets me do the shape that Keen will never add to the game, because they never will. There it is. Arm block 16. Not kidding. Keen is never going to add this shape into the game. You guys know that, right? Alright, so let's get a bit fancy with my airlock through here. This is going to have blocks around it, so it's not going to be a complete, utter WTF kind of thing. Just kind of thinking in terms of putting lighting down this corridor. Right there, we'll leave that... no. Let's get that fixed. Game is suddenly being very kind about letting me paint things I couldn't paint before. A little suspicious. Makes me wonder if a certain developer finally realized, you know, maybe we do need to think about this sort of change. We start doing stuff that screws up multiplayer. Do that. The door's down at that end. Okay, for pulling these blocks. Everything's still attached. nice thing is I don't have to worry too much about the doors in that area. So they swing outwards, so they don't actually need a block to be right there for them. Micro update or the fact that there's only one person on the server, it's... I have theories. I mean, you have to... Possibility is it could be single player related. But I know for a while there it definitely was not letting me paint even in single player. That a grid that Bob had built up sometimes. Okay. I mean, actually, door's not exactly suitable for airlock use. I mean, this would be great for, you know, opening up on your backyard patio kind of thing. I like the look, but it's so... It's flimsy enough looking, I don't think it'd quite work. So kudos to the door. It does look good. I definitely want to use that somewhere on the planet, but I don't think it's going to quite work there. Need a proper chunky airlock type door. I guess if you go back to the Sectan doors, that kind of... They kind of fit the bill. Even if they aren't offset flush. Let's actually get that Bob turned on too. Plan will say Bob on. This is the problem I'm talking about, where you get doors that have to have a block above them to disguise them. And in the case of this Sectan door, you actually wind up needing 2 blocks because of how high it goes up, which is kind of weird. What I could do is... Actually, like... That's middle of the block, so... Yeah, middle but not middle. Just kind of hate to have to end that on a half block like that. Never really liked that look in SC where you've got these middle of the block things and no transition between them. Hold that one at that end of the tunnel for now. Let's see if we got something else that can work. You guys are seeing that, right? How I had a Sectan door signal that was popping in and blinking at me from 128k away? Weird. Doors, doors, doors. What do we have for a proper door? I mean, you've got the default sliding door, of course. Use the windows doors for the office. Yeah, actually, those would work pretty good on the inside. Deck doors, the half cubes. Something you can see through, kind of, too. That's the problem. The round ship door wasn't too bad when I used it on the planet, but it's also hard to work with, opening and closing. The dropship door. We don't need the chills door. I mean, I could also rotate the Sectan door so it would open into the ground, too. Is that considered? But then I still have the problem with lining up grids through here. I'm may have to go door shopping on the workshop at this point. And window. Go back to work. Seal this up. Actually, that doesn't look too bad just like that. Oh, I like that look. If this is airtight, I may not even... I might just leave it like that and build it as a kind of cuboid structure in ways. I like the look of the exposed scaffolding there. Yeah, you're right. That's the question is, will it seal? I'm not 100% convinced it will. I'm with you guys on that one. No, don't. It's too late. Not fast enough on the draw. It's okay, we still got it. But yeah, we continue that look, even... like so, and we've got the... Oh, yes. This is perfect. If I put some railings up along here, and I just have to figure out the door on this side. I want to get you to have venting in here is the next challenge. Be able to... I mean, it is a wider opening. It's a 3 wide opening through here. And I've got some options on the vent side of things. Namely... I hope I had those in, right? Did I? I didn't. Oh, that's a faux pas and a half. I think I could go with the azimuths. They kind of fit the... They fit the look, but they're gonna have to be... Hoping these are airtight, are they? 1 of 6, so the back face is the only face that's sealed. Urgh. Means if I were to take this block out, I'd have to have something under it and solid on that side. The vent would have to come out through here.
Inventory full.
So we tee off, run it down both sides, just for redundancy. And we've got
Inventory full.
blocks here. I think we can make it work. And it gives me a transition into the next next area. Just gotta place that right? Guess my angle correctly. Yes. Okay. Even kind of use that. Tiny little transition point out here. those, though. No, 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 no. That'll never do. That doesn't look right.
Inventory.
It would look right if I didn't have the little ledge out there, but if I'm gonna do it, I've got to continue the little ledge over. Just one more door mod, exactly. You know, there's plenty of door mods in the sea. I haven't even added... Not like I've added 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 9, 12 of them. There's no such thing as a perfect door mod pack. That's the whole thing. They're all a little different. They're all a little wonky. Where's my T section? Alright. Let me place that one there. That one there to reconnect the bobs on the landing pad back up. I am keeping an eye at that convoy. It's passing by close to 4.4 out at the moment. A little worrying, but just yet. Oh, you're not gonna let me get down to that. Nope, hang on. You might. Yes. Success in outsmarting the engine. I don't even know if those air vents actually work, to be honest with you guys. It's been a long time since I've tried the azimuth ones. Yeah, that's gonna work. I'm sure that'll seal air, no problem, that tiny little thing. Alright, let's find out what happens. We Casca Amontillado ourselves in here. As soon as those build up, what do you know? Seals? It logistically should not, by any stretch of the imagination, but that's really just a case of the limitation of the whatchamacallit here. That's why it's odd. That one's actually not even showing me. Interesting. UOH doesn't even show me the actual sealed faces, like normal other blocks do with build info. So I'm guessing, since I'm not seeing anything, then that must indicate it must be indicating that's a 6-side seal, which seems a little weird, but I don't care. It looks good. Stream just went offline for a couple secs. Ew, yeah, I did have a whole bunch of drop frames there. I don't know what exactly happened there. Actually, more than a couple drop frames. Looks like it's back up to normal now. I'm not exactly sure what happened. It's not like a bunch of stuff spawned. In fact, a bunch of stuff despawned. That convoy's gone. Well, everyone's back at least, so that's good news. Alright, so that tunnel will seal itself.
Inventory full.
Just need a door.
Full.
Door and an end wall. I mean, this side I can... That side I could live with it being the airlock door. It needs to be a tough, heavy-duty looking door. Somewhat protected. This door needs to... Well, in lieu of stopping the entire stream to go out and try to find a door that works, time being, at least we'll have an emergency oxygen shelter if I need it. I mean, to be honest, this would legit seal up to a point if these were thicker panes, so... This is a half block, it would actually properly seal. But there's no such thing really as a half block window. You can do a half block catwalk if I borrowed UH's catwalks and they decide to cooperate for block alignment for once, but I like that look. And I've got room in there to do some extra lighting and whatnot to make it look a little more dramatic. Speaking of lighting, we're about to lose our sunlight. And dark out, kids. Guess what we can do. Since we kind of established that bump of a room there. Let's block that part off. Kind of makes sense that the airlock area needs to be a bit more structurally built up. Alright, next stage. That's the top part. Big open area. I have a different floor. I need this to actually be a second block higher. Here's a thought. I do an intentional flipperoo. And that lets me go through and I don't hate it. 100% like it just yet. Don't you have seamless glass mods installed that you could put over it to make it look sealed? I do. The problem is they're a little on the wonky side. If I did it, I wouldn't have... They'd be dark and the outer grid work here would look kind of on the weird side. Whereas right now, you really kind of have to be looking at it from this angle up close to realize that, oh, you can see through that into the area pretty much. Okay with it for now. I mean, if anything, I would be more tempted to put some more scaffolding actually around it on the outside to sort of... We borrowed... Oh, where's the right armor piece? I probably don't have it on my hotbar. Of course I don't have it on my hotbar. That'd be too easy. Yeah, I'd be tempted to put... So that mix of scaffolding wouldn't look quite right, but... We have some options there if we want to add some more detailing into that area. And... something like that. And let's continue that through. Oh, much better. Need to end that properly on this end. Okay. Oh, wow, yeah, I can't really see anything in there because I don't have lighting up. Just got a little bit of the room light, ambient lighting coming through. Which kind of does raise a valid point. How far... Get some ambient light in here. That's right, I haven't wired the base up for LTG yet. That's good, we can work with that. Fall off. Interior. Any other sections here? Slightly blue tint. Feels like that needs a bigger range to it. I mean, it's getting down to the floor. It's like all the way back into these kinds of areas. $8 or 40. Yeah, that's doing a bit better job. Nice even ambient lighting. Hopefully it doesn't go too far. It's that and something's not quite right. Something's not right with the mix of the lighting here. I think I might have gone for yellower lighting on the other side. Yeah, 238. Let's try you then. That's looking better. I still gotta add some outside lighting to disguise the fact that the ambient is sneaking through everything here and not casting shadows properly, but that's an easy finishing touch to add. What is gonna go on inside there, guys? Also, did that mouse actually just die? Hello, mousey. Mouse, mouse. Mouse is there, engineer is not moving, and game has stopped responding. Well, this is a new one. I've never seen SE quite crash like this before. I can call up the menu just fine. I can work with everything else there just fine. Also noticing some more frames dropping. Ugh. Alright. Things may be going on that causing issues here. Let me take a quick look. See if we can find out what our ever so friendly game is doing now. 100% GPU. Well, yeah, that's to be expected. What is it hung up on? That's eating 30... up to 30% CPU for what? You're not letting me move. You're responding like I can do things. Jetpack and damp toggle's not making any noise, but the HUD button does. I can't move, can't rotate. It sounds like I can select specific taskbars, but I can't pick anything. Okay, it knows what's on my taskbar because 4 is pulling up the armor block, but it's not showing it. Oh, Space Engineers, what have you done this time? What in... I can't even begin to guess what that thing is trying to do right now. It's clearly stuck on something. Ooh. A bit high on the memory usage. Got plenty for it, though. Ladies and gentlemen, this scene right here, which is not moving in any possible way, with no activity going on in the game, is eating up 14% of my CPU right now. Alright, since the menu seems to be working... hour 1. Save it. Let's see if we can convince it to go away. Okay, you got me back to the main menu. Are you happier? Not happy? What's your deal? Yeah, I'm gonna call that a memory leak. If it's hanging on to 6 gigs sitting on the start window, something's wrong. Alright, let me get back into the game here. Actually, hang on. So long as I'm out, let's go shopping. Door. I need a door. Not relevant. So let's look for recent stuff. Sectan's doors revamped. Why? Revamp how far they are to open. Oh, actually that would solve the problem I'm having right now. The Sectan door is opening too far. So that's certainly something to consider. I could switch those out. And I mean, hey, the guy's name is Bob DeRoss, so, you know, kind of makes me want to grab it. You have the rotary airlock doors. I don't know if I've added those into the probably haven't. Carpets? What do you mean carpets? Huh. That could be interesting. Oh. Yoink. Let's test that one out. Wallpaper mod, similar in style to this mod, is enormous. And I'm guessing this is placing on top of existing blocks, which could be interesting. This is what happens every time I go into the workshop. I find something new that I haven't played with before. So do a search for door, and I find the maintenance ducts. Can't remember if I tried this one, and this is a slightly older one, but updated recently. I mean, I've already got maintenance style ducting to work with, but what else we got? Looks like that's gonna be about it. What about airlock? Space Engineers Gremlins. Yes, apparently are striking severely tonight. Come on. Good grief. Look, most recent. It's not exactly a good mod pack name there, unfortunately. Malignant Upgrades. What in... Oh, he's named after himself. Alrighty. Rotary airlock. Different takes the rotary airlock. Airlock block increased speed. I mean, I don't mind speed if it's going to be So like doors older still working. Glass airlocks. Don't think I'm gonna have much choice here. I have a problem with the MCM stuff, but I'm gonna go hog wild on that. That's mostly better used on ships. Looks like that's about it. Okay, so we're not gonna find any magical solutions there. Let's get back into the game.
Oh, shit.
Shit.
That is not what we need right now. She's fucking hell. Everybody aboard. Yep. Not Anu Cheeky Breaky. Anything but Anu Cheeky Breaky.
Hopefully it actually saved off here. Even if it did, it saved 3 minutes earlier, so that's not that much lost work. Forgot to add the other stuff into the game, the other mods, darn it. I don't think carpet makes much sense on the moon, but it would certainly look pretty nice on the, if I were to expand the ground base and do some living quarters in there. Some additional ones over what I've got at least. That tiny little one-room hut doesn't count. And now we play the fighting game. Otherwise known as the Space Engineers, you've loaded far too many mods game. Maybe. Stalled out, thinking about it. It's still stalled. There we go, we got a little more movement. Hey, there we go. The fact that my crosshair showed back up makes me think that it might have had something to do with the crosshair mod for some reason when it did that crash. But we shall see. With that, let's continue that support beam further up into here. This wall's got some beef to it, shall we say. And we can even do the same thing over here. It is Space Gremlins. I hope they are staying out of the water. Let's just leave it at that. Stay away from the food, as we could have a lot of trouble. Actually, there you go. There's an idea for an NPC mod, Gremlins. For those players who have the various food mods installed, food and water, for extreme survival, we've invented the new Gremlins mod. That's right, make sure you don't feed them after midnight, or that they don't get into your food supply after midnight. Because then they mutate into vicious animals that destroy your base. Let's kind of cap those. Yeah, I did. Just a straight up flat roof cap. Like that. And... I'd like to actually get this entire building sealed up by the end of the stream. That's the goal, at least. Whether or not that's going to happen. So remember the last time I tried to seal up this building, it took several streams to get that done. That's also... time being... let's clear this up so I can see what I have to work with here. Nothing in there should detach because they still have the battery systems from the original solar tower at the bottom. Yeah, debating about whether I want to really mirror that look over on this side completely or not. Kind of feels like it needs to be. You know your stream is competing with SpaceX. Well, not really, because it's not like I'm trying to take off in a rocket right now. If I were trying to launch a rocket to Mars or the Moon or something, then you might be able to consider me competing. Besides, it's what the VOD's for, right? If you can't watch now, you catch up. That and the other reality is I'm sure my stream is competing with it because I'm still... the number's going down on the percentage for drop frames, but it is still up there, so... something may be up. It is entirely possible it could be a local network issue. Everything in my apartment for computing setup was completely ripped out over the weekend. Pretty much Sunday, I was rushing around trying to get... Saturday and Sunday I was rushing around trying to get everything hooked up. It gave me a big lag spike, and all I've got out there is just the spaceport terminal. That's a little concerning, actually, that I'm... oh, yep, Solar Axe is back. It's wobble again. Lord knows I love that solar mod, that solar rotor mod, but it sometimes gets really weird. Alright, so we got a second floor here, and... I might have to forego that original idea of being able to see down into the center that I had. I think I may finally concede that point looking at the redesign here, because that's the maximum opening I can have and still be able to see down. Like, this is literally the walkway here. And still be able to see something in there without having the other side of the opening in your face. I can go one more out with the catwalks, but it'll still be kind of weird. So I think I am going to give up that point. Because there's too many cool stuff with the floor packs I can work with. Let's see what Mr. Chills has for me to play with next. Chills and Code Cat, between the two of them. Actually not a bad looking ceiling tile. Much of a floor, but definitely ceiling. That look when it's done. It's too dark, though. It needs to kind of be the opposite. It needs to adopt the color of my color as the background and stick with the white light. Because, yeah, that doesn't really... That don't quite work. Easy telling you've painted it pink, though. What else? It's gonna be the same thing with that one. I mean, this one could kind of pass. Kind of hesitate to use that one, though. So use that on the stuff outside. That would look like a lighting grid on the indoors. I mean, with this being a 2-block thick area, I can do a floor and a ceiling separately at least now for the second level. Guess this one's gonna be kind of a weird, bigger area because of the building shape. This would not take any color at all? What's your deal, friend? If I was building a bank vault, this would probably be the kind of material I'd want to put in. Very structural, metallic, drawer-like reinforced metal look to it. Because of the way that this is built, I can even do that on this side. Girder! No, 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 no. We don't need no stinking girders. Kind of weird how this is going to take shape. I never did get the offices I was planning on originally in here. Let's build it up as a full cube on the outside. We'll figure out what to do with the door. Floors in here are definitely going to have to come out and get changed. Man, that's freaky. Do is on the outside. For the time being, at least, I may play with that down this end, actually, looking at that. Let's do that instead. Doesn't look quite natural, but... These are angled blocks, so I don't want to yank those out, but... Floor. Senor floor. Just continue the same floor inside. This really does look wonky. I gotta admit. I mean, the good news is I can build right up next to the door, which is good, because one of these rooms needs to have the med bay moved in. I do want to keep a full-size med bay on hand somewhere around here. Just... Just that it's a tricky block to fit. So I need to fit it in such a way that I can vent and still get into the room. Not vent, get it connected up to the grid. The only way I could do that would be if I have it there, or there, or here, which doesn't work, or there, or move one of the doors. I think we can move a door. Not going to be able to use the med bay for its proper intended purpose, but really close.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Okay, let's keep you anchored. I want you dropping and rumbling around.
Inventory full.
When I do that.
Inventory full.
Definitely need the armored conveyors on this one, because they've got to go down into the ground. Down with it, down with it, down with it, down, down, down. To borrow the lyrics of the song that is playing right now. Oh crap, is this thing pointing the right way or not? In that direction, so... Yes. I'm learning to read spacebar's telltales on those things, so that I have a better idea of how I'm placing them. Oh, that's gonna be an iffy one. Yep, nope, piece of cake. Thought I was gonna have problems placing that. There, one med bay, no fuss, no muss. Still don't know where... It's weird that there's a block in a mod pack that is colored but not colored, that doesn't show anything. It still feels weird. There we go. At least now I have a med bay, not necessarily with a great view, but
Inventory full.
a view. I think I can get away with the air vent in there. That's the other mod I forgot to add, was the vents. I have so many different air vents I can add. Okay, yep, piping's working on that. Bob, I guess we can get rid of... Oh! He jumped right in on that one. Alright. That back in, and all as well. So yeah, we got this little ugly bit of a scar coming down here with the armor conveyors, but I can live with that. Then on this side, because I completely forgot to cover over this mess. Ta-da! Now I can grab those ever so lovely window doors. Isn't that lovely? And we know that room's airtight now. Not sure what I'll put in there. Not gonna worry about it at the moment, but it's open in case I do get this aired up tonight. You say continue on the path of our little merry way here with this weird block. I don't know why it works, but it just works for me. Again with the girders. Also reminds me, do I have a... No, you are... Okay, good. You are farming out properly. I'm gonna make sure now that we've got the inventory mostly under control that I can actually get that built. Need those shield emitters online, if only as a precaution. I still feel like I want to have this open, even with these rooms being added in down here. Feels like it still needs something, you know? Can't wait for the big co-op economy test streams. So many shenanigans will be going on then. Yeah, let's just hope that they're not other kinds of shenanigans. Still kind of reserving my judgment on that a little bit. Things that they said in streams just have not sat well with me. And then, because they contradict things that they have said in comments. And when you start doing that with controversial releases like that, you start running into potential issues. I'm not going to say outright that things are not going to work quite as well or look quite so rosy down the road, but for what it is worth, I still agree it is definitely a good add to the game. The fact that it is not being forced on players means you've got a gameplay element that everyone can enjoy or leave on their own if they want. Which is always a good thing to be doing in a sandbox game when you're doing new things. Complain about, yeah, more girders. Everything in my life requires girders down here. Also, why are you not emptying out your inventory? Where are you? Furthest first. Are you not doing your settings properly again? Welding. There's something with the options for setting individual things that is not working quite right with that mod, it seems. At least for the first one you place when you load the game. Something really weird going on with that. Because you're also probably... yeah, you're in walk mode. You're doing me absolutely no good. Good grief. It's a miracle this Bob has been helping at all. First, please. Yeah, push components immediately. You don't need to hang on to them. Weird. That's not an entrance. That's an entrance. That's right, because these guys wound up with the doors right next to each other. I didn't have that problem. Wondering why I had this big gap sitting right there. Oh, that would be why, because I don't have the doors right next to each other this side. I also got to figure out where place to put the LCD images down in here too. So I really should keep those around. They were a nice touch last time. Actually, over here, even vary this up a little bit. These are kind of high traffic flow areas, so makes sense they're not going to be... except that corner. Well, crap. This one it works out because I've got the door set back there. This one not quite so much. Every difficult problem, there is a simple solution. Move the wall.
Inventory full.
Funny thing about the economy update too is I did actually, after that last stream, I did keep playing long enough to get the whatchamacallit. Side I had them on this side or not? I set them inside that half block area. But I did play through it, got all the whatchamacallit, the magnesium that I needed for that one contract, for one of them at least. And the amount of stuff that would have let me get done would have pretty much meant that I would have had maybe another half hour of stuff to test, and that would have been about it for the update. That was before the second update came along, so, you know, how much more really would have gotten added at that point? I think I'm walking into a bank vault. Or a nuclear reactor, take your pick. I have no idea if that's going to be an entrance on that side or not, too, at this point. It could wind up going any manner of directions at this point, honestly. Okay, kind of like a bigger area here. I feel it needs something, and I know I can't do what I necessarily want to do. As I recall, this is going to look screwed up if I do this. Edge. Rid of that silly little key I put in there. You. So if I wanted to have Splitsies thing in there. Doesn't quite work. Not exactly the proper plan for this place. None of these are going to look right. It needs to be a 16 by 9, not a 9 by 16. It's a heavy bridge one. What about... Nope. So that's not going to work. Actually, that doesn't look too bad. Let's do landing pads. Okay. The aspect ratio is completely wrong for that particular image, but it does fit. And it's legit. That's at least one access to landing pads out that way. Potentially access to the other landing pads out here in front of this area. Still got that backyard to rebuild. For the time being, though, since I'm not going to work on... Should be in here. Let's just seal this up. So we figure out what to do next time for that, because I don't think I'm going to get back to it this time around. Could do the same thing on these doors here, too, or this spot here, right? Yeah.
Inventory full.
Hey, Bobs, give me a hand over here. I mean, in all honesty, the other thing is if you go back and you look at the multiplayer beta update from last year, they are very clearly playing by the same book that they did then. So I'm sure we can pretty much expect this update to drop in another month or 3. You know, people were at one point saying, "Oh, it'll be December before you see it." It's like, no, they're not gonna. They're saying December so they can look good when they drop it 3 months, quote-unquote, early. Unfortunately. Maybe I'm a bit of a cynic, but...
Inventory full.
Ooh, we gotta... I didn't patch that right, did I?
Inventory full.
And I just took out a window I didn't want to. Oh, poop. Poop on a stick. Yeah, the funny thing is, it's like I want that update to drop just from what they have added. On the other hand, I'm a little worried for what we're going to be seeing come month or 2 or 3 or 4 after it drops. When they suddenly start announcing, oh, we've got this great big update for the economy update that we're adding some new things. And surprise, surprise, we've also added some other things that we said we weren't going to add, but, well, we always said this was subject to change. And guess what? We are now changing the agreement. It's a jerk move by Vader. It's not a jerk move. It's definitely a jerk move when the gaming company does it. Is one lovely little convoy running around up there. I set the beacons on everything to be appropriately tuned down. I can't remember. Beacon 1000, 1000. Okay. So pretty much they've got to get within firing distance before I've got to worry about anything over here. Alright, let's not worry about the interior level just yet, because I've got this entire floor, which can be completely separate from the stuff below. I can always finish that off later. What do I want to put on this level? Home. Like Scotty multiplying his repair estimates by 4 times. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let's be 100% honest. They said, oh, we'll have it up by December. No, if there's anything they're going to be pushing to come out by December, it's going to be the console version. You know they're not going to sit on that much longer. Between that and there's too much emphasis in the stream last week about, this is free update. All of this is part of the free update. If you know your audience, then you know you don't have to stress free. What you need to stress is whether or not you're releasing some sort of DLC in the future that is going to be not necessarily a pay-to-win, but pay-to-profit sort of... I mean, pay-to-profit in-game sort of model, shall we say. I still think that's coming. They can deny it all they want, but it feels like the writing is on the wall for that sort of thing. I don't know if there's really anything they would be able to say at this point that would convince me otherwise, unfortunately.
Inventory full.
Something like that, so it breaks it up a bit more. Oh, next thing I need, now that I've got all these wonderful armor combinations I can use, I need lighting that sits on a half slab. That would be a neat trick to see. Unknown signal, that could be just about anything. Won't have a reactor on it 99% of the time, but it could be just about anything. Don't know how well this is really going to work with the shaping that I've got going on up there, but I'll try it. You do not line up over here right now. Well, that's a problem. Suppose I could do this as a double layer floor, just kind of tightly packed together. And if that's the case, then I can pull off what I'm thinking of here. Oh. Look, best if I can do that, but then that restricts me on what I can do for floor ceiling. Let's just do a solid block here. I mean, the ground floor's got solid blocks towards the outside, so I think that will still look somewhat decent, and I have an excuse to finally move some lighting in here too. Because boy, does this front need it. So I also said lighting. Can't put it in the ceiling, unfortunately, but we can do floor mount. Just means no railings through here. It's tricky to try to figure out where you want to put spacing on this kind of lighting. Block away from the doors makes sense. Slightly brighter than normal in there, and these guys on saving wavelength. Yeah, that's more than enough light in there. It's got kind of the bright, almost decon tunnel sort of feel to it through there. How is that one, man? Oh, because those are bleeding through. I like that. I gotta find a way to get the... I like the look of the lighting there. Hitting the bottom underside of that. That kind of makes you think there's a recessed light in there, but there's not. It's the light from down here. Not casting shadows. How do I get that light? I need to duplicate that look. I've got to find a way to do it somehow. So there's something else in here that needs to be fixed. Offset to 0, please. There we go. Now we don't have stupid reflective surfaces immediately a grid away from it. You cannot change the laws of physics. You change the laws of programming, though. Don't really care about the end results. Yeah, it needs lights out here somehow. I'm not 100% certain on how to get that. Let's see. It's a dark surface underneath the scaffold to help it stand out a bit more. And to hide the crater. This is where the old terminal rover used to be parked before it blew up. Still got this stuff out here too, which I could get rid of easily. Alright. Kind of thinking... Oh, why am I thinking that, Earl? I'm kind of thinking small grid attachment to the main grid. To do like a spotlight over the front of the building with a small grid spot. Probably need the light to be at about that level. Yeah, that won't work. I might be able to make this work. So for the light to be here.
Inventory full.
Only way I can make... Nope, I can't even do it from there.
Inventory full.
Look a bit weird doing this, leaving the side open, but...
Inventory full.
to be up at this level, not down here. What I was thinking of. How do I get a light? The game there inside of this little guy, and he's got to be pointed up to really make it effective. I guess this is really kind of the best I can do is that. This is an awkward transition at best. Or...
Inventory full. Inventory full.
something like that, possibly. Let's see what it does. Let's grab the special camera. Let's see what this is doing while I work with it. Alright. Corner light. Latest one to be built. That skips a number, would be that one. Max the radius. Max the fallout. So we got the same matching coloration going on there. Not as good because it's not extending as far to the sides, but could be worse. Intensity drop. That is a 2 for now. No offset. It's too bright. Yeah, it's way too bright against the lunar surface there. The light needs to go up by 1 block. Because the radius is just off on that. Hey, lazy monkey. Yeah, that light's gotta go further than that. I know we got that other spotlight that Wasted and Shaq have been pretty keen on, but it's not really my kind of... That one really doesn't feel like anything I'm too interested in. Maybe on my underground base set that would kind of work, just because I would want the textures on that one, but if you want an overall ambient light, you really do kind of have to go with the room lamp, be able to get a scene lit up as efficiently as possible without causing the lighting engine in this game to go completely bonkers. Really do anything. Not at that level. But can I potentially... the same effect from there? Really doubt that one. Let's see, we're on the pad. Switch to F8. 7. Yeah, that's looking better from the lighting angle. Still a bit on the bright side, though. White. That's almost the exact conditions I need. If we drop the intensity down to the 0.5... yeah. That looks about like what we'd want. So I like that being lit up like that, even if the wall section looks a little weird now, versus that. I think that's a definite improvement there. Just a little weird that we have a light done like that, but yeah. Do is kind of do that to sort of even it out a little bit. Actually, no. What I could do... 0.5 and no offset. Turn off the bottom one. Alright, so that gives me... that looks a little bit better. I mean, it would look better if the bottom was lit up too, but if I wanted to make that work, I'd have to give it a absolutely... actually, no, that's actually worse now that I look at it. Huh. Yeah, it makes sense, because the light's originating from this block versus that block with the top one lit. Well, easy enough to fix. Let there not be that light. Yeah, that gives you the right angle and a little bit of something extra detail there. Alright. To continue the slope, have a
Inventory full.
full block.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Let me get that one. No, 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 no. We don't need that block. We need prettier black. Damps, would you like just stay on, please? That'd be much more preferable. Alright, let's see how that works. And 24. 24 would be the top. We'll just both of these at the same time, just so that way want to turn them on later, I can. That one's off. It's not too bad. At least the outside of the building's got some more light to work with at the moment. I can't help but feel like I'm looking at the outside of a school right now, though. The little airlock tunnels, the spot where the buses drop off the students. You've got the classroom part of the building. You've got the middle part, which is sort of like the gymnasium. You've got the right side, which is probably like the cafeteria and the kitchen and whatnot. Which, don't get me wrong, actually is kind of the look I want in a ways. In a weird backwards kind of way, but it is. Yeah, I'm happy with how we're doing over here. I feel like we've got a little something going on. I would love... Oh, I can get a light in there. Yes, please. Underside's going to be a bit bright, but we definitely want that. The 27 corner lights, not good. The lights in the scene are going to start flickering any moment now. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got the upper edge lit. Not as strongly, but that's exactly what I want. And we'll start getting some interior light spilling over too, hopefully in a bit. Once I kind of figure out what I'm going to do with everything there. Brings us to the ceiling, and I'm kind of thinking that what I should really be doing, this part of the grid, is do the intelligent thing and seal the damn thing off. So if the operations center starts taking damage, it doesn't immediately vent out everything under it. I'm not gonna do catwalks up here for the time being. Figure out if I really want to do floor, custom floor or not. It's an operations center, it doesn't need to look pretty. Because this is certainly one way to before the end of the stream, actually get this place sealed up. Start concentrating on everything below this point. And we can also figure out where the stairs to get up here are also going later, too. Also need to get that last little bit of the conveyor piping in here. Oh, did I miss a spot? Alright, interior. We've got an open end to this wall. We've got the back wall still to figure out. We've got some walls, some floors to put in here. I'm kind of thinking not even necessarily try to do anything on the floor in this spot. Just run it right back to here. When did they add the control menu in on the dash? Because that's starting to drive me nuts. Find a way to remap the command to something else. Keep managing to hit it. There's a, hang on a tick. Something's up. Something that's 4 kilometers off. That's pretty darn close to looking like it's down. That has to be down on the planet. Got the sun coming up in a little bit. I'm thinking about taking Bob's ship over. Let's get the Lemon Square. I mean, not that I really need a ton of platinum, but if it's got it, you know, why not? We're on shield power anyways. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, the base shields must be online. No, actually the large one on base might not be. The flux coils are good. Actually, no, that is the one on base. Where's that one? That's gotta be the one on base. What are you missing? I don't want to leave you completely defenseless here, but... Okay, the hole's not gonna be there to get in there. What's your deal? What are you missing? 7 more shield components. I managed to queue up just enough to finish all of that. But not the last 7. Tell you what, here, get another 50 going. I want those shields to be online, preferably soonish, rather than laterish. All right, you are. That thing's got to be crashed. Let's see if we can kind of hook our nose around her a little bit. Civilian rescue services underway. I mean, it's the Platinum Wonder, for crying out loud. We gotta rescue them, right? That is definitely a down ship. Let's not have big massive lag spike, please, game. There's a light on over there. Can't identify any weapons from range. Some ions, definitely still lit over there. Looks like she came down hard. Do that kind of damage to an ion ship. That's a thruster back there. That looks like turrets there. Yeah, those are definitely Gatling turrets. There, and there. I do believe Mr. Lucas may be trying to bait me out. The range on those is going to be hideous. It's 4 Gatling turrets in really good range. And with where it is in the terrain, they've got quite an advantage. I don't think there's anywhere I can very easily... Maybe around the back of the other side of that crater, I might be able to tunnel under it. And that has definitely got something that's engaging at right at the 800 meter range. Yeah, we're gonna try to target the back edge of this crater. Let's see if we can come down under him. It's got missiles. Okay. Yep. So in addition to the Gatling launch, the Gatlings I saw, definite missiles. Right. Careful about this approach from the canyon. I should be able to make it though. I can barely see that grid from there. Got lights on or not, friend, but... Yeah, I don't think I have a single light on this thing. It's great. Nothing like flying truly blind. Actually, hang on. And the suit lights. There we go. That's better. Right, that's as close as I dare try to get with the Bob ship, at least. Gotta figure this thing's gotta have something in the bottom. There's gotta be a turret on the underside, right? There's no way it's gonna be this easy. I'm waiting for any second for the turret to come tumbling through the voxel to get me. Pretty much right above me at this point. Beacon was about amidships as far as I could tell from the flyby. Lucas, yeah, you would never, uh-huh. Just like I'm sure you would never put turrets on the other side of a grid that you've so cleverly managed to position in such a way to very easily snipe me down out of the sky with an air vehicle. pancakes about the only thing I could be able to survive a flyby over that thing. And it'd still be pretty close with those missiles. Are we there yet? Yeah, that's a missile launcher. Yeah, we're not going to engage it from that angle. I mean, I could if I had a rifle. Yeah, what's the one thing I don't have? A rifle. Or a second oxygen bottle, either, for that matter, but, I don't quite come out there, I suspect. In fact, let's just kind of lock that up. See if we can get a slightly better angle. You want position missile launchers on the underside of the craft? It would only blow itself up if it tried to shoot at me, but... Hey! Okay, deeper, right. Pretty sure those aren't even my ships. Yeah, I don't know what it could... It could very well be a genuine crash, but if it is crashed, it is crashed in the best possible manner for it to be able to survive being taken on. Bob can't engage it from its range with the small grid Bobs, because it's too far out. I doubt I'm going to be able to fly a large grid into range of it. And the fact that it's got the 3 GATs up top and a missile turret on one side, it's a tough cookie. It's the surface. This is 3 times now I've come out face to face with it, looking right at a turret. What am I, a turret magnet? Alright. We need to think this one through. And I need to refill the bottles because I know they're empty on me. Last place I want to be is running out of O2 in the middle of an assault. Hey. Alright. How in the name of... take this thing on? I mean, legit, I could continue creeping. But I've got to get within, what, 75 meters on the Bobs, if I remember right, for small grid? It's going to be a small number. Gotta get painfully... oh, no, even worse, 50. So I have to close within 50 to do it. Turret right there. Hum da hum da hum da hum. Small bob and battery beneath it. Yeah, I could. I mean, legit what I was thinking about would be like a Bob drone, if anything. Something that would be small enough that I could actually take it down the tunnels I've been digging there. Because it could be done. Problem is I don't have a very easy way to steer it, and it's got to be tiny. So, I mean, we're talking about something... Bobs? I don't even think your bobs are on to boot as it stands. Or are they? Probably turn them off. Something like... Bob system... Don't need a heck of a lot of thrust on it. Probably don't have any parts on you at this point. I emptied them out, right? Yeah, of course not. Alright. Let's keep that there. I'm gonna do a quick run from Moonbase. Yep. I was doing so good there for a little while. I didn't injure myself until after I got out of range of it. That's a tricky one. Also, I probably should take a look from higher up, too. Could do is just build it here, bring it over with the mining drone. Or just take the mining drone in. Big enough, you can do it. Why reinvent the wheel when I've got everything I need for the wheel right here? Along with the very thing I need to take a look at what's going on over there better. Okay, so that must be the missile turret back on that backside to keep running around, potentially into. Yeah, that's crashed at way too convenient of a... You can't tell me that's not, yeah. Watch out for the junk smuggler up there, too. Oh, crap. It's, oh, shit. The junk smugglers come in. Crap. I gotta get the, we may have already lost the Lemon Square, because you'll note that its beacon is not responding anymore. Nope, there it is. Okay, junk smuggler has not gotten to it yet. We gotta get the, we gotta get you out. If it means putting myself in line of fire, so be it. So a little bit of smoke there, but... Okay, so... Good news. The junk smuggler is possibly taking care of some of that problem. The bad news is the junk smuggler is now crashed in that area. Got two of these guys stuck now. I was wondering what I saw that one turret firing at. I mean, legit good news in that it has gotten rid of two of the turrets, at least I saw on fire over there. That's about all the good news, though. Tell you what. Give me that back. I know you aren't going to have any pieces on you. But we'll put you on anyways, and you are on. Let's smack into the reactor, could we? I think I have the parts to build those on the fly. Damps off. Alright. Saw that junker in, and I was like, he's not going to be engaging it. The good news is I know where my tunnels are, because they're sticking out of the terrain there. The other good news is he has taken out that missile turret. And 2 of the 4 Gatlings on that side, so it is easier to go after the Platinum Wonder now. The bad news is now I've got the unknown of this guy without the advantage of knowing what range he's at. Or if he's even got any active weapons. He looks small grid. And if I approach from this side, all he's got on him are damaged weapons. I can approximate range off of the Platinum Wonder's position. I have to imagine he can't have much left on him for useful weapons. I mean, that's within shooting range of the Platinum Wonder at this point. Yeah, that's a damaged turret. That's a damaged turret. Damaged turret up front. Alright, I'm going in for the salvage. How did I get into that crater and not get shot up by those gats? Wow. I lucked out on approaching that one in the dark. Because I came in this direction. I should have been shot to shreds. This is exactly what this wreck has had happen to it. Let's hit the mining rover. Or fly mode. Yeah, let's turn you off. I don't want that rover filling up. Well, the good news is I can get up close to this salvage at least. He's got Atmo thrusters on it. I need to take off the miner. It might be too heavy for it. Definitely trying to drift down. Okay with that, because we're going to, while you eat your fill over here. Shouldn't take it that much longer anyways. Miner. Hole is over here. see a thing. Can't see a thing. Game, can we clear some of the dust? Thank you. Plug if I can. Avoid it. I would like to see and confirm if that turret is gone. Preferably without getting shot up. Okay. Turret's still active down there. You know, for a Platinum Wonder, it's certainly carrying a lot of magnesium. What I would give for a rocket launcher. Gonna be able to pick that off very easily, am I? Let's see, and nope, that's definitely better going around the bottom side if I can. I'm kind of in the real wrong part of the tunnel. Go this way. The problem is the longer I stay out here, the more threat I'm putting Moonbase under. Because I'm just far enough out from the base that stuff could be spawning on top of it. So I really have to be conscious of that fact. And the fact that I'm just drilling blindly here, not thinking about where it's going to necessarily be. Wonder, signal. Turning that way a little bit. Better yet, let's just get out and drill the pilot hole on foot. Still got line of sight from there. Good lord! And there's a bridge up front over there, which God knows what could be hiding in there. Let's leave that there for the time being. Got almost everything done over here. Something to be said for trying to creep over a little closer this way. Problem is, I don't know if there's a... You know how... Yeah, there's a turret there still, and it's active. Well, there's only one way to be sure. And also to make sure there's nothing spawning in on the base while I'm away. I don't see a problem, just some fat loots, yeah, and ships that carry about enough shield power to throw off perhaps maybe one single bout of one single missile or 8 rounds of GAT ammo. Let's make sure we're good here. Yeah, that frigate's staying further, not far enough away at least. I need some precision fire here. Let's hope the railguns actually give it to me for once.
No fuel.
All I really need is just a couple of well-placed shots and knock out the rear arm, the turrets on it. And I can just let Bob take care of the rest. Just gonna get in there to do it before that frigate gets closer. Antenna on you. No, good. We're completely broadcast free, so we're safe. Ah, that's right, because I had you off, so you don't have your shields fully charged at the moment. That's okay. I can work with that. Guns online. First things first. Problems number 1 and 2 solved. I don't know what I can expect off this side. It's a good shot. Ripped him clean off the ship. Doesn't look like I hit the, whatchamacallit. It's got a missile launcher on that side. I would take them, but I'm not worried about with the ship sitting the way it's sitting. Actually, look at that. We blasted the, Gatling clean off of it. Gatling turret here. Get it? Yep, we got it. Doesn't help, that's the dark side of the ship. Next target down there. Sure wish I knew which Gatling or railgun that was. I feel like I'm wasting the ammo spot shotting in a turret like that. That looks clear. Can't quite see very well on the close-in camera. Alright, let's... safe place to put you off to the side for the time being. Considering I'm maxing out its available power right now because of the shield recharge, it's actually doing pretty good. Come on. There you go. Alright. verify from this angle that we're safe. No, that's still down there. It makes you want to fly back over to the base and pick up a, whatchamacallit. Build a rifle. The other approach might be a bit safer now. So if there's anything in the cockpit that would have started shooting me, it should have been shooting me already. Alright. There. Now what?
Inventory full.
Alright, what do we got on board? Event, antenna which I can't access, collectors, doors. 2 Gatling turrets are still up enough to shoot. Gyroscopes are out, the lights are good. 3 interior turrets all intact. Ooh. Probably don't want to be going through this guy without protection. And one turret's still up and running too from missiles. Where are all these blocks? Good lord. And there's 2 warheads on board. Okay. You have a programming block of some sort, sir. Now you can't hide by disguising yourself as a silly other name. Well, you still could if I don't go through the list properly. Large reactor on board, so this thing's going to be able to sit there for the longest time. 2 warheads, and I have no idea where they're going to be at. But we've got a safe avenue of access from that direction. Ooh, can your shields tank that? We've got the build and repair system prioritizing certain blocks. So I think we're going to be good. Controllable guns right up there on priority. So yeah, I'm gonna say if I can approach from the same angle I came in on foot. And just be prepared to move the ever-loving crap out of this thing. Because this thing could easily have turrets in spots that I can't quite see. The, can even... I'd love to circle around the wreck and see. There's the other missile launcher. There's the other Gatling turret on that side. You have gotten everything on that side, and you're chewing away on armor. Feel a little safer. There you go. Chew on those. Ha ha ha. Okay. Now you got it. I'm down to just getting that. That's good enough for me. Alright. 3 hours later, when Farrell finally manages to safely pull off salvage. I mean, also, come on, Lucas. It's a red and black ship. You know that's one of yours. I didn't even check to see what I'd get out of the what else was in the cargo network. What do we get out of you anyways? Anything? Nothing. So it's a completely... So... There we go. Build Vision was being picky with me. It's not really even heavy armor. It looks like it's being broken down too quick for heavy. The red isn't red enough and the black isn't black. Okay, so you're saying someone's you've got an imposter on your hands then, right? So a not so exiled engineer. A just not available to come in on weekends engineer. That's what you're saying. Alright, did I get anything out of that? It was named the Platinum Wonder. Did I really get anything? Well, let's see. Yeah, plenty of scrap that I didn't need. Trace amounts of nickel and silicon, apparently, and... some magnesium, some silicon, some missiles, nickel. You know, for something called the Platinum Wonder, I'm noticing a distinct lack of platinum ore. This is false advertising. Yeah, magnesium, nickel, and silicon ore. Okay, well. Hey, good news, I can make some ammo for that gun I don't have now. Alright, let's just get these guys RTB. Extract the miner from its purgatory. What's left is so not worth it. I did get kind of close with that hole there. Nowhere near the right area with this one. So you are down... Not that way. Did I leave you? There, you're not there. I went back and down that side hole. Okay. Question is, does the strawberry pancake have enough thruster power to get all this stuff home? Didn't exactly intend for this thing to be a carrier. Should be safe from thruster damage there. Oh, barely. Is moon base. Other way. Other direction, Pharaoh. Other direction. There you go. I have no more ships crashing into the moon, please. Holy crap. Lots of thruster components. Yeah, in that regards, I guess platinum is definitely a thing that I picked up. Large reactor, so I got reactor components, uranium. In that regards, we have not come across that poorly. Okay. All things considered, a little quick dip of salvage. Silicon is not bad, the nickels, meh, but I'm not going to turn down some extra magnesium. Need a roof hatch over here now. That works out too well, too. That looked like the shield grid is, yep. Base shield grid is now operational. Means it'll last through more than 4 missile hits at this point, right? Any idea where I'm parking there at that point? That wasn't far off. Alright. Should really find a way to dock you up to the base, actually, because then that way... Yeah, you've got limited power, though. I don't want to drain the base batteries entirely. Alright, back to what we're working on here. We'd sealed that up. Said I was going to manage to get this sealed up by the end of the episode. Now I'm 45 minutes left to figure out how I want to build the rest of this and actually get that done. And many components richer. If they really needed that many components. Something's not right there. If you're... Right, because I ran those further out. I believe we can do that on the top. Thinking also working in that lighter green color on these supports too. Just to give it something a little more unique. Outside decor. For a second there, I thought that dove was showing up in the ground. It's like, no, no, no more. No more targets in the ground, please. Chunky corner to that side of the building, and yeah, just kind of a little. It'll look a little weird from that side, but it's a busy corner. I can live with that. Truncated wall might not be good though. This actually is going to need that support back. Do believe that should look a bit better from this side, because now I am kind of yeah, 2233 don't work. 22332 doesn't work either. do that. Should make that end too. It's a bit more acceptable. Yeah, I guess I could live with that. Some disassembly required. Alright. I do want to get back to work on that, don't let me forget about that little Bob drone thing. So you have something that you can just quickly blueprint those off and just do them and en masse and just run them down little holes. That'd be absolutely perfect for that sort of thing. Problem is the remote control. That is a little bit of an issue that would take some figuring out how to work with. Might just be needs to have a chair on the back of it so you can manually fly it in or something. That would at least work around the problem of hacker drones coming along. Have the... Grab the wrong window. Okay. Window, large grid. That's better. Fix that end momentarily, and so right now that window's an air leak at the moment. As is that missing block I just spotted behind there. Get over here. Okay, then I saw we've got this there. I got to wrap the end of the building in something too here as well. It's a good thing I've got lots of wrapping materials. Why, that just makes you want to bust a rhyme. But I don't got time. Because these lyrics ain't fresh. I surely don't jest. And sorry, my rapping's not divine. On that wall. Just go for the straight up, simple cover up. And even... We are going for airtight tonight, Black Phoenix. That is the goal. I want to have this main section pressurized. The interior may not be 100% done, but I want to be able to pull out that yellow plug wall in there by the end of the night. And I think we're heading off for a good... I'm feeling like I'm back on track after that little distraction. Come on, Bob. Pick it up. Pick it up now. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Okay, that gives me a nice little bit of variety at that end of the building, so it's not just a flat wall. Good with that. Now, this little tower is a completely different story. This one, I'm not sure what we're necessarily doing over here just yet, so I'm going to leave it capped off for the moment at that spot here. Bob, as I recall, is not fully airtight. Right? Not saying airtight or not. 5 of 10 faces are sealed. Alright, yeah, he's gonna be a pain. More than likely. Just make sure. Time being, let's just
Inventory full.
assume, shall we,
Inventory full.
that our little cap here is going to go, or little top here is going to go here. So we cap off about that height. So that will kind of be potentially our stairwell. It's definitely not going to maintain that form, but for the time being, that will work to give me an idea that this is where that part of the wall ends. Can do. Alright. Should be not quite everything, because that won't seal because of the voxels. This should be airtight now. Right? A little bit of extra material up here will fill for now. Let's we'll leave that alone for the moment.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Don't have any extra blocks in here if we don't need them.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Are airtight. Okay, good. Well, I guess the first test actually shouldn't be too hard to do. Sure, the game's not going to like what I'm about ready to think about doing, but we'll give it a shot anyways. Oh, there we go. This time I got it right on the first try. What do you know? Got 2 more vents down here I can use. And now we can hope that none of these are actually going to expose anything. It's not airtight, actually. There's a slight concern that may have to recant on that idea, having seen just how close these rooms are now, but we've got ourselves a air leak somewhere here, because I've got no... What? Saying Atmo none. Yeah, because you're filling up again. Where do I have an air leak? Aim. Come here. Find it. Ah, yeah, that is indeed a pretty sizable leak, I will give you that much. Oh, boy. Let's see. Where's a window? Just seal that one up. 1x2 straight. I don't know if it's going to continue to have a window in there or not, but... There we go. That took care of it. Airtight again. It's okay, got plenty of ice on the station. That is merely just cold. 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 I got 5 different vents in here, and it takes forever to fill this place still. There we go. Airtight. Once again, jiggity jig, jiggity jig. You... Thinking about moving that door over to here, like down there. Because then I can round off this corner. Just like I can round off this one right now. And get our little interior walls in place. It'll look a little weird on that side, I guess. I think I have something there. Let's try to see what... You wanna...
Inventory full.
Thank you. Get rid of all of the block there, not just most of it, because I'm too afraid to hold down the grinder any longer. Can we do that?
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Just do the same thing on that side. How awesome is that that works out? Forget the air leak finder. This is my favorite mod right now. This one little corner block right here. That's my favorite block. My favorite mod in the game right now. Because that solves so many flipping building problems that this game's got. The fact that I can do that kind of wall. You can't do that in vanilla. Keen, add that block. If there is one thing that you're going to do, that please do not make it DLC, by the way, add that block. One block is all that it's really needed to finish up the worst of what's missing in the armor. Alright, so we got our second level. It looks like I accidentally managed to take out the
Inventory full.
scaffolding down there, but so be it. Figure out another way to make it stand. Maybe under here I'll have the block holding it up. Have to take it up a level. So fix that problem. That will be dealt with. Do we need a overhead on that? Doing them every 2 blocks, so yes and no. Yeah, doesn't hurt to put one in. You need a bit of... Need some sort of transition down there. That is, if you look at the top left of the screen there, the heavy armor, UH's heavy armor blocks. As much as I will joke at him, poke fun at him about the, about how his scaffolding doesn't quite doesn't do proper alignment or attachment to other grids, He's got it nailed with the armor blocks. Let's see. I need... not that scaffold. I need the heavy armor of his. Maybe not the heavy armor. What am I thinking of? There we go. UH armor. Could do that as a pillar, but I think it will a bit better just like that. This little see-through fancy pillar. Landing pad sign there. Can't quite do... I could do overheads if I get a floor stretched across here, but it's gonna be... Could. Could do it if... It is a 1x1x1 stair that's not curved. That's not a glass stair. It's something you don't have to see through because the scaffolding won't work. I don't want to do the stairs on their sides because A, it kind of feels kind of cheaty, and B, it doesn't really... I don't think it really just looks right. The 2x2 and the passage stairs... What I want to do is drive a stairwell up through here. I'd rather do it without having stuff in the way. Need to have those items blocked off so we can't see it. And if you drive a stair through here,
Inventory full.
I'm going to have that texture poking out if I don't hide it, but if I put blocks... let me do... Gotta show you guys what I'm talking about. If I grab the traditional catwalk stair, it's gonna look like that, and I just never really liked that. In this case, I don't like the look underneath it. I'd almost like a filled-in version of the catwalk stairs. But I'm thinking dragging the catwalk down either side here, and then the side passages up to here, you branch off and go upstairs to get to them. Stair, stair, stair. Really want to do ladders. The heavy armor, or the enemy's bridge modules are half. They're still 2x1 stairs, effectively. Stair, stair, stair. Something that will let me go up and down without looking too bad. 20 million decorative mods, can't find one blasted set of stairs that'll work for them. Welcome to Farrell's World. That's a see-through one from CW pack. Armor wouldn't look quite right. Those are the curved windows. Those are definitely not going to fit. Could try for a small grid kind of setup. I can find a way to rotor it in. I think I really would, is the problem. Well, for lack of anything better at the moment, we'll go with that. Make this boxy, but not boxy. That makes zero sense. You're not the only one, because I'm confusing myself there too. can't do that there because they're not going to have... It's going to be catwalk under that. Hmm. Even... Get a little fancy. Some cable run across that. Maybe even there. And where's your little modifier? The other curve. Oh, you've got one that'll reach over the edge for what I'm looking for here. There we go. Yeah. Kind of fills it in nicely. Leaves that little... That... And I can see down into that. It's the only problem I have with that armor mod. I don't like that. And hiding that particular hole is not easy either. That's about the only block I can use to get out of it, and that's not gonna look good. Cable fits it, the chutes don't. That doesn't fit. It's a little better, but...
Inventory full.
Sometimes you just can't get what you want. But we could get pretty close. Happy with that. A little bit of a transition for those layers. Catwalk will help hide some of that a little bit when I get that in here. Pull up, ye oldie Shoustel catwalk. Oh, dark gray or... Yeah, I did go dark gray. Perfect.
Inventory full.
Your T. There. Not quite as open at the bottom level as I wanted to, but it does still stick out and give you, even if only through the catwalk, half of it, a decent view out that direction. So we'll stick with that. What do you think of this one so far, guys? Is it starting to feel like it's come together properly? So the whole idea is you can come in from the transporter room / airlock. You can actually properly... Yeah, good. I did close the outside door. Coming in from there. The idea was you have people who can go down into the waiting area down there. Maybe you're authorized to go pick up a ship in the hangar bay over there. 2 entrances over to that. Maybe you're heading towards a different area down in this area. And then somehow from here, we're going to have to get up to these next floors up in here. But holy moly, guys, I feel like it's coming back together here. The inspirational muse is slowly starting to trickle back in here. Which is nice, because she was going a little AWOL there for a moment. I can't even close... Yeah, I can't do a stairwell there. You don't have room for that. But maybe that's how you actually get up there. I have the entrance over on this side. Let's see what we got when we tighten up these areas here. Might just bring... Yeah. I think I can make that work. Tricky, because I need to replace that first. Don't replace them in the right order. I'm going to be dumping catwalks all over the place in this building. Nobody wants to see that. Ooh, actually, maybe we continue over on this side, building up that part of it in this direction. Except it's gonna look weird with the exposed section there, but... Actually, I guess that little bit of extra detail kind of helps it a bit. Let's find... I think UH has got a couple different blocks I can use to kind of accent that too. Because he's got some of these, he's got those specifically, but he's also got some other kinds here, which I haven't exactly trotted out yet either. They definitely have a potential home in what I'm doing. Let's give it a bit more. Yeah, I'm digging that, believe it or not. Kind of a weird way to end up that part of it, but throws a bit more detail into that whole area. Sure, we'll go for that. Gives me all the excuse I need to kind of close these areas off. Maybe these are kind of more private accommodations, or what's the word I'm thinking of? deluxe passenger VIP waiting lounges. And we can even kind of signify that. You do have the rounded edge. Gotta go that way, though. Kind of go with something a little fancier for this area. So this side will probably be more open to... I still might do... Alright, I just heard something hitting the grid. There's nothing around anywhere near this area that's going to be hitting it. Shields aren't down either, so okay. I'm hearing things. I don't know, does that fit with the overall design? It feels like it doesn't with those back windows right now. And yeah, that doesn't quite fit. The angle stuff, definitely. Plus it also means that like those areas can't be too... It's gonna close it up a little too much, I think, in there. Still keep the rest though. And as for the LCDs, well, that's not too big of a problem, because I believe I can't use the bolted LCDs because they don't tile. Their images are just like these guys, but I think the wall mounts I can get away with. In fact, let's do one there and one there for a bit of variety. Let's see what we have. Text and images. What do you got for me? 9x16. Why can't you ever rotate right? It's okay, there's a quick way to solve this problem.
Inventory full.
Ignore the rotation that it shows on the diagram. And hopefully it rotates in the right direction when I do this. Ah! Arg. It looks right from that direction.
Inventory full.
I have beautiful LCDs. I have beautiful LCD holders. Can't use any of them because they don't rotate right on one side or the other. Alright. Wide LCD panel that is. It doesn't look right there. But it's a wide panel that it needs to be is the problem. Tell you what, we can fit... Just the peculiarities of the block placement system in LCDs. We can fit them in, technically. Just don't have a real good way to make them look like they belong is the trouble.
Inventory full.
Alignment to the right. Alignment to the right, Farrell. No problems. No worries. No fuss. No muss. Alignment to the right. Line to the right. Technically, I can make this work. It's just going to be... It's like I can put them here on one... I can put the LCD panel like this on one side, but not the other. Wow. Oh, that's because this wall doesn't extend out as far. Okay. Too hog wild on them. Let's see how that looks from... And this will be the last little thing we do for tonight. Images. Give me that nice, easy to breathe air. Earth, your oasis in space where the air is free and breathing is easy. In case you want to go back to the planet. And... You can always go to PSO J318.522, where the nightlife never ends. Neither would the spiders, I would imagine. And then, of course, because we have to have something for it. Where is it? We need you. Join the Space Engineers today, because we need you. Not because Keen needs you. Work the night shift on Mars' moon. There we go. Alright. I think that's got enough of the motivational and recruiting posters spread out there for now. Can definitely use some more signage in this area to be certain, but we are indeed getting there. Feel like into a proper... Still have an upper floor to add to that part of the building, but it's there. It's lit. Second floor is starting to come in. Well, the second, third floor technically there. And I think that is where... Do I really need a Haven poster? Really? No. We don't go to Haven. We don't ever go to Haven. There is no Haven. Place doesn't exist. It's myths, man. It's utter myths. That's where we're going to go ahead and call that for tonight, guys. For programming note, tomorrow I may be streaming over on Twitch. The Symmetria server just went through their server restart for the summer, and as such, I may be doing some Minecraft over on Twitch while I get myself set up, so that is probably going to happen tomorrow. I don't know how long it'll definitely go for, but I do want to just kind of do a very casual screen there. And then, of course, Saturday over on Wace's channel, we will have more of the Kerbal Space Engineers hilarity that is going on. See if maybe we can actually get somewhere. We've got one rocket sitting in orbit, and that's it. And that was running off of RP-1 fuel, so kind of a little on the mildly cheaty side, plus it's still being balanced, so. At any rate, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time on our ever so relaxing survival series here in the ever so relaxing world of Space Engineers. Hope you have a good night, everybody. I'll catch you later.